channel.
Hey, you know what time it is, No Press fam? The beat. Welcome everyone to another episode of The Beatdown, the segment where two worlds collide. I'm your host, Class, and my co-host, Big Baby. And as a friendly reminder, guys, if you guys enjoy our content, you know what you can do. You can share, you can subscribe, you can like, or turn on your notifications to get the latest episodes, which we do every week. And in honor of Miss Marvel series, we decided we'd do one on Miss Marvel herself. Isn't that marvelous? Marvelous? Shut it. And anyways, I'll be representing Marvel Comics Kamala Khan, aka Miss Marvel.
Don't leave yet! You haven't even seen what we can do, and...
So, brief origin story time. So, Kamala Khan was a teenager who didn't quite fit in. So, at home, her parents were really strict, but she didn't really fit in at home and she didn't really fit in at school because, well, she was a big fan of video games, comic books, and movies. So, not a lot of people embraced that, I guess, during that time. But her biggest obsession was superheroes and sheroes, and the main one that she usually focused on was Captain Marvel herself, Carol Danvers. So, Kamala one day decided to go to a lake party at night, snuck out of her house, and when she got there, she didn't really feel the vibe. She wasn't really into it. She was kind of doing Alyssa Cara style, you know. I'll be over here. She was kind of not being embraced by the crowd, so she decided, hey, since I'm not really blending in here or not really doing anything here, I guess I'm just gonna leave. And as she left, something interesting happened during her walk back home. A terrigen mist had spread through New Jersey, and some people got infected by it. And one of those people were Kamala. And Kamala got trapped inside a cocoon. And inside this cocoon, she had a vision. She saw Captain America, Iron Man, and Captain Marvel herself. And they asked her, what do you want to be? And she replied, I want to be Captain Marvel. And bursting out of her cocoon became the new Miss Marvel. And that is the brief origin story of Kamala Khan, aka Miss Marvel. Okay, powers, abilities, and feats. Shall we get into it? Forgive me if I say these things a little bit wrong. You know, I'm very great at pronouncing certain words. We'll start with bioluminescence, morphogenic abilities, appearance alteration, size alteration, alligation, polymorph, shape-shifting, healing factor, superhuman speed, and superhuman strength. The healing factor is going to come in handy. The super healing factor is going to come in handy. She took on Storm Ranger, Becky St. Jude, Doc X, Discord, The Adventure, Kaboom, a group called Cradle, Kang the Conqueror, yeah, she's actually gone a little bit toe-to-toe with it, and last but not least, Captain Marvel herself. She went against Captain Marvel in the Civil War. She held her own. Don't get it twisted, she didn't beat her, but she did held her own against her. How I see Kamala winning this one. So, the fact that she was able to fight in the Civil War against people who are over her level, okay, Captain Marvel, we had other characters in that war, it just goes to show that she's able to handle her own. So Jessica, whatever she's going to throw at her, Jessica Cruz is going to throw at her, she's going to be able to dish it out. In order to kind of make this fight a little more in her favor, she should probably alter her size to be giant, so that way she can kind of keep Jessica unable to kind of really put the work into her in that essence. That's what I would think would be the best way of doing this. So size alteration would be the best way. The fact that she has the amazing, incredible healing factor is going to help her out in this essence. Obviously, she doesn't want to have to keep using it because eventually she'll run out of juice doing that, but she's not going to really need to, considering the fact it's not really easy to just penetrate her skin. And, you know, obviously the fact that she can use her fingers to kind of extend themselves and stuff like that, or elongate themselves, she can actually probably take the ring off of Jessica Cruz's finger. Now, that's a hypothetical during the fight. Maybe she does, maybe she doesn't, but there's a chance she might be able to. Another thing is to keep in mind is that fear is one of the Green Lantern's weaknesses. So, doubt is going to be put into the same category in that. So, if let's say Kamala and Jessica get into a one-on-one fight, and there's a lot of the shape-shifting abilities that they're throwing down at each other, the swings, the size alteration comes in and all that stuff. Eventually, if Kamala happens to put doubt in Jessica's will, it's gonna put a weakness in her. That opening is where Kamala might shine in that essence. Miss Marvel will probably be able to take advantage of either trying to remove the ring at that moment, or she might be able to just give it her all. It's about who lasts longer in this essence. I believe Kamala's will, fighting in the Civil War, has proven time and time that she's a battery that keeps on going. And if she can manage to stay and hold her own for a long period of time, Jessica's ring will either run out of juice or she will start doubting herself, and that vulnerability will show, and eventually Kamala will go for the weakness, put her down for the count, and bam, Miss Marvel for the win.
I've moved on to you.
Next time, don't talk so much.
Marvelous. Hey. And I'll be representing DC Comics, Jessica Cruz, the Green Lantern.
In brightest day, in blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power. Green Lantern's light.
Alright, brief origin story time, everybody. So Jessica Cruz was going hunting with her friends. And they were walking in the forest, and suddenly they stumble across something they didn't want to stumble across. Two gangsters were burying a body. And in order to avoid any witnesses, they start gunning down her friends and her in the process. She manages to survive and escape, but she doesn't really escape. She winds up living in her apartment for 4 years of fear of everything, causing her anxiety and depression from all the traumatic experience of seeing her friends die in front of her. Now, during this whole situation, there was a war going on where another villains from another universe was coming to fight our universe, and during that time, Green Lantern had sacrificed against, or died against Sinestro, and then the ring went to go to someone. Now, this ring was a particularly special one because it relied on emotions in order to gain its power truly to the ultimate level. And it realized that Jessica had all the potential, so it strapped and latched itself into Jessica's finger. But tragically, the ring had controlled her mind into doing some really bad things, including destroying her own hometown. It took Batman in order to get her to stop doing what she was doing. Eventually, she did. Thank God for that. A couple years go by, she gets into a real big war, and she goes mano a mano, toe to toe, and sacrifices herself yet again in a really big way. And at this point, the ring, gets destroyed, but she gets a new ring, and then she becomes officially a Green Lantern in the way it's supposed to be. And that is the brief origin story of Jessica Cruz, aka Green Lantern. Powers, abilities, and feats. Let's get into it, shall we? Okay. Animating, artificial intelligence, burglary alarm. Burglary alarm means if she, let's say hypothetically, took the ring off, went to wash her hands, somebody tried to grab it, it would sound an alarm to let her know somebody's trying to steal it. Communicator, it communicates with other lantern springs. Energy projection, energy constructs, flight, invisibility, matter manipulation, mind control, mirages, phasing, power absorbing, probing, recharging, temperature control, transforming, wormhole warps, electromagnetic scanning, and pocket dimensions. Apologies. Okay, here's a list of Jessica Cruz's villains. We have Amazo, Anti-Monitor. We have Batman Who Laughs, and that's an altered version of Batman. Black Hand, Black Racer, Black Shield, Blaze, or something like that. Cheetah, Count Vertigo, Dark Side himself, Devastator, Dr. Polaris, Elastic Girl, Element Woman, Emerald Empress, Frank Leminski, Galactic Golem, Giganta, Gotham, Grail, Kalibak, Keshkur, Mammoth, Manu, Negative Man, Necron, Persuader, Robot Man, Scarecrow, Serving, and so on. Okay, so how Jessica Cruz wins this one. I mean, she's got a lot going for her. First off, she can probe her mind to find her weakness. The ring is intelligent enough to figure out weaknesses because it has the thirst for knowledge. It also can pinpoint anybody's weaknesses. She could mind control her. She can create a mirage, which is to distract her for a long period of time if she wants to. The mind control thing means that she could do whatever she wants, like maybe get her to stop her meal, maybe stand still while she beats the crap out of her. There is that possibility. She could put her in a pocket dimension. She could create a wormhole if she wanted to. to take her out of the situation. The force field that Green Lantern has is impossible to kind of really go through. So whatever Kamala decides to throw or Miss Marvel decides to throw, it's not really going to be enough to put down Jessica Cruz, Green Lantern for sure. Plus distance and flight, she can keep her distance. She can throw as much as she wants. Pretty much at the end of the day, it's about kind of this is the name of the game for Jessica. Keep penetrating the body. Keep working on the body. Get a lot of that healing factor into a go. If she keeps using that healing factor, eventually Kamala is going to run out of juice. Eventually it's going to be too much for her to handle. And then eventually that's where Jessica Cruz with the Green Lantern's ring is going to be able to put her down no matter what the cost is, because she has that ultimate Green Lantern. At the end of the day, that ring is too powerful for anyone to just take on one-on-one. You have to have a really super cosmic level, and Kamala is not really that cosmic level of a being. So Jessica Cruz for the win. As always, no press fam, it's not up to me and it's not up to Big. It's up to you guys. So if you guys like my argument, you know what you can do. You can hashtag Miss Marvel. And if you like my argument, you know what you can do. You can hashtag Jessica Cruz. And as always, no press fam, we really appreciate you guys. Catch you guys later. Peace.